without knowing. Just throw the peace on, tell them good vibes only, yeah. They were hating, but we didn't even notice, cause we're on them good vibes only, yeah. The shit gets wavy.
Greetings and welcome back to my channel that brings higher learning of enlightenment and the expansionness of your consciousness. I'm your host, Jesse Johnson. Last week I wound up covering a topic that, to my surprise, has not really been talked about or even discussed within the spiritual community. The topic in the previous video was about our advanced ascending chakras, which are the chakras of 8 through 11. These chakras not only further enhances our spiritual journey, but it also opens our spiritual gifts because we are all gifted. We all have those gifts. Some are healing, some are mediumship, some are psychic. It further connects us to the Christ consciousness. If you have came to this video without watching the previous video, I encourage you to take a look to better understand this topic that we're about to cover. You see, many people within the spiritual community, they think that the 7 primary chakras is where it ends. It doesn't. We have sub-chakras that run up and down our arms and legs and within the palms of our hands and the bottom of our feet. We also have those ascending chakras that I talked about in my previous video that not only, when activated, they wind up, further connecting us to our gifts, which some are healing, some are, some people are mediums, some people are psychic, but it also connects us to source. Our higher advanced grounding chakras, they consist of chakras 12 through 15, which are considered the manifesting chakras. As I have stated before in my previous videos, that when our 7 primary chakras are cleared and running optimal, it's these advanced chakras that become activated to further assist us in our spiritual journey. It's our 7 primary chakras that we are most familiar with that relate to our present moment expression, where they relate to our personality and the world around us, which is vital for us to keep clear and running these chakras to optimal for our advanced chakras to become activated. The grounding chakras are visualized as being into the earth, which, like a tree, they're like the roots that further connects us throughout the whole earth system and to the other side, which becomes basically additional anchors into wealth and resources that will allow light workers like all of you to build and accomplish things on earth, on this earth plane, in the direction of your path and your goals. You must understand that the grounding chakras 12, 13, and 14 are closed chakras, meaning that they don't spin like other chakras and they don't exchange energy with the earth plane or even other energies. These are like storage chakras because they don't exchange energy. These chakra points are advanced grounding chakra anchors, and they further anchor you into the earth plane. It's when these grounding chakras are activated is when the abundance comes in to assist in manifesting projects within your earthly reality. This concept is to basically visualize your first chakra, which is our root within our 7 primary chakra system. The first chakra is located at the base of your spine. It's creating that root into the earth that stabilizes you. The advanced grounding chakras are essentially deep grounding points, which allow for more freedom and flexibility to fulfill one's life purpose. And it also advances you on your spiritual path. The advanced grounding chakras, they consist of the anchors of abundance, the leadership, and group work. The grounding chakras, which is within the center of the earth and the Christ consciousness, which I'm sure that you have all heard a lot about. Remember, it goes to the other side of the earth. Remember, these advanced grounding chakras, and the ascending chakras are within the patterns of the sacred geometry, and not like the lotus flowers, as the 7 primary chakras are oftentimes visualized. It's within these sacred geometric patterns that are basically the keys into opening and activating these advanced chakras. So let's start with the first one, which is the chakra number 12. This is the anchors of abundance. Now listen closely, because I'm sure a lot of you are wondering, how can I manifest the things into my reality? Well, let's begin with discussing the first of these advanced chakras, which is the 12th chakra, which is below the first chakra of the 7 primary chakras. It's located like 50 feet below the earth. And the sacred geometry of this grounding chakra is based on a cube shape. Also remember that cubes wind up rooting and providing stability. The cube of the 12th chakra is shown within a circle, which symbolizes and represents the feeling of being grounded and abundant. This deep grounding is basically having financial security, which allows for you to have the freedom to further pursue your spiritual pursuits. Once a light worker is aware of their vision, they start to manifest abundance in their reality, and it becomes an activation of that 12th chakra. It's when a deep grounding cord is established, and it's as if like the main root chakra wind up splintering, and it creates like a deep root. It makes us even more present and to enjoy the third dimensional experience. This deep anchor, it winds up allowing for financial abundance to come in and create conscious projects, even projects within the community, or even establishing a business. Some of these advanced souls, they may even become born into wealthy families. Others might meet investors at just the right time to wind up developing their projects and even business ventures within their reality. Some light workers are blessed with financial abundance after they wind up retiring, and many get back to start new projects that are more heartfelt than their own vocation or their work. When one is aligned to the truth and working in a balanced direction, abundance winds up coming in. Money shows up to take a workshop that winds up shifting your perspective. Some are inspired to trust and to wind up taking time off to invest in traveling the world. Some wind up finding gurus that greatly inspire one's purpose. Even if a person had renounced money, it's when the 11th chakra is activated that this person winds up finding that their needs are met. Laws of attraction and the ability to materialize wealth comes from this deep grounding into the earth. Each light worker will have a different path and a different relationship with money. And each light worker has a different soulful history and even a karmic line. Sometimes the karmic lines need to be cleared to wind up improving your relationship with money before this type of abundance can be achieved within your reality. For younger souls, it's important to clear outdated thought patterns that blocks finances from coming in. Thought patterns such as there is never enough or no one can afford my products or services. These are examples of like that dark root that needs to be pulled out and replaced with roots of abundance. Energetic clearing of the divine line may be needed to clear out those dark roots. And in some cases, others are born with a mission to create conscious movements in the world. And as long as as a spiritual light worker stays within their path, the resources that they need will develop and will appear. So let's go into like the 13th chakra. What's the 13th chakra? Well, it's the Advanced Grounding Chakra, which focuses on leadership and group work. The 13th chakra is about 50 feet below the 12th chakra. It's visualized as being like, as far as geometric patterns go, it's visualized as being 3 cubes, which represents working in groups to lead new projects. This could include being a spiritual teacher or having some sort of healing practice. This foundation winds up allowing one to manifest with the help of other people and resources to get the vision completed. This chakra winds up representing working in groups towards a spiritual directive. This could include being a teacher, building a conscious community, or even organizing inspirational events. And many light workers they'll wind up building like a conscious business that gives services or even produces products that are good for humanity and even the planet. Other light workers may create like a yoga studio, for example, or even retreat centers, or even a wellness center. This particular chakra, it winds up giving the light worker the leadership abilities and even the ability to execute these projects. In the future, there will be a need for conscious communities, places where people can go and to have a change in lifestyle. And if they want to break from any type of capitalism or other forms of uh, social control, light workers who choose to stay in cities, for example, they they should wind up preparing themselves for negative energy or even toxic people along with these environments. If one lives in a populated city, they should routinely clear and protect themselves from by meditating daily. That's why there will be in the future a great need for places such as retreat centers or even wellness centers to help people be able to expel the energies of what they collect. Other light workers, they wind up choosing like a more peaceful and natural setting, for example, that would be like a work exchange community through the natural environments and the energy that is purified and the intentions of the people that live there. This chakra winds up giving one that inspiration to facilitate spiritual groups. One may feel called to start like a social group or even get a group of friends together to go out for a particular event. Even Facebook spiritual groups are developed by people who were inspired to create a group bringing like-minded people together. People are often inspired to start like a church or even to grow within their spiritual path, and it's within this 13th chakra when it's activated. The 13th chakra also encourages like participation in groups towards creative change or even a hope for the future. Within the early stages of this activation, within this chakra, it winds up assisting the student to learn, to follow directions, and to take on a task. It makes the ability to work on group projects much easier, and the chakra winds up helping one to work in cooperation with others towards a directed goal. The 13th chakra is very constructive in the world. The intention of one's creation, it comes from the heart and spiritual endeavors. One's energies are directed towards bringing light to the world, and social changes are built on people working together with the greater good in mind to wind up standing up and to make changes. The ability to lead a group in a positive direction and changing people's lives and to make the world a better place, the ability to learn meditations and other spiritual group, it winds up raising the vibrational frequency of everyone, everywhere. So let's look at the 14th chakra, which is rooted at the center of the earth. In meditational groups, sometimes the teacher will give verbal cues to root to the center of the earth. And as a result, participants will wind up learning deep grounding from this instruction. This is a very good command, as it anchors a person to the environment and the present moment, which they're experiencing from a human perspective. The center of the earth, it winds up offering like a still point that doesn't move and is in a deep stability point. You see, when a light worker starts to move up to a higher frequency during meditation, it is important to have like a deep grounding cord. This deep root winds up allowing one to balance their energy as they ascend and stay connected to their physical form while they are journeying through the ethereal realm. This deep grounding winds up ensuring a person grounding at the root, which holds you steady and still. This deep grounding winds up preparing the energetic body and the light body to elevate and to extend upward to the higher chakras. The present moment consciousness also comes into awareness with this intention to ground deep into the earth while ascending upwards. There is a feeling that time doesn't even exist when one winds up meditating with this deep grounding when this deep grounding occurs. A deep grounding makes a person very calm and very relaxed. And for example, when people are camping in nature where they're relaxing with friends or family, there is a deeper grounding taking place. Whether one is aware or not, they are grounding deeper to the center of the earth. Even swimming in oceans or even hiking through a terrain is also a way one can connect deep into nature. There is a profound appreciation of nature on earth and how it deeply affects us. The 14th chakra, it makes one into like a steward of earth. There is a recognition of Gaia, which is, for those that don't know who Gaia is, it's a spiritual name for our planet. There's an understanding that Gaia, as a soulful essence that is living and feeling the life force that we connect to. Earth, as we know this planet as its name, is a physical expression of Gaia. And in the same way that our human form is a physical expression of our soulful expression. Believe it or not, the 14th chakra at the center of the earth is connected to the 11th chakra at the top of the atmosphere. And the 15th chakra, which we all will be discussing next, which is located at the bottom of the atmosphere, at the bottom of the planet. These are the light points that connect and create a grid of healing energy that wraps the earth, further connecting us to everything. So here we are at the last of the advanced chakras. You see, the 11th chakra, when I had discussed in my last video, which is above the atmosphere, the 15th chakra are both related to the Christ consciousness energy. The Christ consciousness energy is quite different than prana. You see, prana winds up coming from divine source, where the Christ consciousness, it comes from our ascended masters. That energy, this energy that comes from the masters, is an additional source of strength and protection. Ascended masters is a mode that shows us a path to higher consciousness. Attunement to an ascended master brings their presence and guidance and blessings to your reality. The 15th chakra, that one is not closed. That one is spinning in an open chakra, as is the same configuration as the 11th chakra that I discussed in my last video. The size of that chakra and the diameter of those spindles within that chakra, it depends on the life purpose of that particular light worker. It can be quite large and expansive, or it can be just opening in the development like a rosebud that is developing in its bloom. The 11th and the 15th chakra, it winds up working together to bring light energy to the earth plane. And one's consciousness winds up expanding to wind up reaching the top and the bottom of the earth's atmosphere, surrounding the planet with love. These chakras are opening and connecting to humanity, And these chakras will activate if completely cleared, as it winds up assisting in clearing all beings everywhere. Once a light worker has advanced in their spiritual practice, they are healed of discordant energy, and that these chakras wind up opening to assist in clearing fear-based energies in that mass consciousness. The aim of the two Christ consciousness chakras is to clear negative energies and to raise the frequency for humanity as a whole. The animals, the natural kingdom, and all other forms of living organisms on Earth. Christ consciousness and prana winds up flowing and moving one into a deeper contemplation of oneness. The spiritual student winds up expanding, and in their wisdom, they become a healer or even a teacher. This person may be settled in a quite monolithic type community or having a busy public mission. In some way, some may wind up becoming ordinary in their community as community members that wind up organizing like prayer groups or even participate in their local charities or even church groups. There's a strong desire to wind up giving back to the community or even the world. Spiritual leaders that may advocate for populations of people that they serve. Protests against human rights or even other injustices become important to follow and even participate in. If abundance comes their way, nonprofit or even charitable institutions are granted funding for those humanitarian projects. If the energies of mass consciousness start to feel heavy or even overwhelming, it could be a signal that one is holding fear-based energy from the world, rather than uplifting the world in Christ consciousness energy. Oftentimes, spiritual people, they need to wind up unplugging from society, as I have done many times myself, unplugging or even disconnecting from any fear-based energy that is picked up and tuning into the world manners, and which could be like the news, for example. This winds up preventing us from feeling that heavy energy. And like all open and spinning chakras, energy is exchanged in this case. The 11th and the 15th chakras are exchanging energy with humanity. And while the 11th is visualized as being at the top of the atmosphere, the 15th is visualized as being at the bottom of the atmosphere. Think of it as like the North Pole and the South Pole, as it helps you to better understand how we wind up connecting above and so below. Both the 11th and the 15th chakra is infused with the Christ consciousness. When the 11th and the 15th chakra is activated and connected, one can wind up imagining like lines of white light energies that's surrounding the earth. The earth is wrapped in the lines of this white light that enforces positive intentions of that light worker. And it's these chakras that are infused with the Christ consciousness energy which comes into our physical manifestations. These chakras wind up spinning and shining brightly for inner peace and world healing. I want to thank you for joining me in this amazing lesson. It's important for us to fully understand our energetic points throughout our etheric embodiment. Within the wisdom of this lesson, I am sure that you can fully understand that our energetic grid system doesn't stop at just the 7 primary chakras. There is so much more to learn and understand that will further propel us further in our journey of enlightenment. To not miss any miss any of what our energetic grid system does for us and humanity. So, not to miss any of these fantastic lessons, be sure to hit the subscribe button down below, and I'll see you next time on Vibe Talks. I'm your host and teacher, Jessie Johnson, and God bless in Samsara.